All right, so basically, this is a reaction and review on um, Subnormal, a British scandal documentary. I was gonna write down notes, and then I did have side notes that I posted on Twitter. So you might as well just go to the Twitter account, um, Alkebulan_trust. It's all up there. You can see it. Other than that, the link is in the description box below, or you can see the link to the Twitter account in the actual pinned comment. Yeah. All right, but I'm just gonna give it a full quick summary. From what I saw, it made me realize that alright, so basically the whole how can I sum up the documentary? So basically it's about like I think like the 60s, 70s and 80s, or more than 60s, 70s, where black children especially were put into black and Asian children, but predominantly black children from Caribbean background, more so that they were talking about basically were put in a type of class system or type of schooling and education system in Britain where it's called subnormal, which nowadays is called either special needs or I think now or they changed it now to pupil referral unit. And so this is what's so interesting is the way that they it's just oh man, I don't want to explain it to you. It's just to me, big up Bernard Cord, yeah? Because if it wasn't for him, I don't think this documentary would exist because there's levels to it. And big up as well because he also suggested a solution in the book he authored. Let me get the name of the book again before I forget. Where is it? Where is it? All right, so the book is called How the West Indian Child is Made Educationally Subnormal in the British School System. Yeah. So basically, like I said, this book, if it wasn't for that book, you know what I mean, this documentary would not exist. But in that book, he also highlights and suggests solutions where we mentioned about supplementary education for black children, for especially for their identity as well. So I genuinely think now, because before I was thinking, how comes, yeah, even though I know I went to like a what they call an Afrocentric Saturday school or whatever, it's just like, how the fuck did how do I have this mindset? Why am I so proud of my complexion? Why am I so proud of trying to learn more about history to do with black people as well, especially and stuff like why am I? You know what I mean? But then and even in was it year three or yeah it was year three because I remember it was before the new term time. I remember they'll say, oh, was it year three or year four? One of the two. I remember it was about to be term time for the new term, and they said, oh, in the new term, we're going to learn about ancient Egypt, blah, blah, blah. And I remember like coloring like the ancient Egyptians in brown. Like, I fucking kid you not. Like, imagine year four, yeah? Year three or year four, at that age, and I'm coloring them in brown. Like some people will color them in like peach or whatever the color is for white people, whatever. Or I don't even know what color people will use. Unfortunately, I don't know. But no, they'll use pink in it. I don't even know. Anyway, this is a genuine question. I don't know. But anyway, I use brown, and I don't know whether that's because I saw Michael Jackson's video to do with Remember the Time. I don't know whether that's because of the Saturday school I went to, but at the same time, what I'm trying to make you understand is the importance of identity, yeah, and knowing your true history. Because I look at it deeply, I'm like, yo, you see, if you look at the way people are brought up, yeah, most people, unfortunately, they have parents that think that the only education that they should receive is through that education system. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's not really that good enough. Do you see what I mean? It's insane. Yeah. And I remember there was this one person, I'm not going to say their name because I actually respect that person and what they've accomplished and what they continue to accomplish. But there was one point where that person said they're not qualified to teach their children. I was like, yo. I was like, what? Excuse me. I was like, what? I was like, yo, is this how some people are thinking? They're not qualified to teach their children. But what makes other teachers qualified to teach your children? What? Because they have the credentials, but you don't know them personally. Do you see what I mean? And this was so interesting. How you have to watch the documentary, by the way, but like how Bernard Cord managed to find out about these situations is because he was living in the community. He went to a party in the community, and the parents were there, innit? Some of the parents were there, and they basically stopped the dance because they ended up having a conversation that they took 2 hours because he was teaching in what they would call a normal school, and you know what I mean. They wanted to find out what was really going on, how they're being educated. But long story short, he said a solution that I've been saying for not maybe a long time, maybe just a few months, I don't know. But the solution, yeah, is we need our own. Fuck that. He said part of the solution I mentioned, but what he did was a supplementary. He said we had a supplementary school, teach our own, blah blah blah. Which there's been many supplementary black schools in Britain. As far as I'm aware, it's because I attended a couple of them. I think there was one at the Bank Centre in Brixton, which I think no longer exists now. No, it don't. Oh shit! Because I remember passing it the other time. It no longer exists. Damn. Anyway, and then there was another one in Battersea. I can't remember the name of the place, but I know there was one in Battersea. It wasn't Battersea. It was near Clapham. Was it Clapham South? One of the Claphams. Yeah. So it's just deep when I look at it. It's like, rah, okay. If it wasn't for him, you know what I mean? Like this whole, and then also he did mention that you should read to your children as well, or let your children read, and because I remember my foster mum as well, she would ensure that I would read like newspaper clips as well, like so that kind of helped me with my reading abilities and stuff like that. So it's like, rah, when you deep it, yeah, one person can make a difference. Do you see what I mean? One person can make a difference. So never think that you can't make a difference. Do you see what I'm saying? But overall, as much as that is a solution, the other solution is because you have to understand it's mad. Like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? This is gonna be longer than I wanted it to be, but fuck it. We'll just go. Alright, because I'm gonna read off some of the side notes I had on Twitter, which I said go to the Twitter account. You see everything I put. But just to round this off, your academic education leads into how your life or your career would be, or the career that you would have. So that's why it's strategically a situation where they fuck you up. So when parents say you got to work twice as hard, there was one guy, I think his name was Neil Gordon. Was it Neil Gordon? Something Gordon. Anyway, so he had to do many certificates, yeah, just to, you know what I mean? And there was another woman in the same situation. So in a way, now I can deeply understand what working twice as hard actually means, yeah, but I still don't agree with it. But yeah, because either way, you're still going to be in a situation where you're still going to be more or less discriminated against. Do you see what I mean? So what we need, yeah, as black people, what we actually need is our own fucking shit, yeah? Our own everything. Listen, before colonialism and before neo-colonialism, yeah, what was we doing before that? Find out what your true ancestral lineage is. Find out what your tribe is. Find out what your tribes are. If you've got multiple tribes or whatever, and when you find out what they are, because you're not fucking black. That's for damn sure, because that's another strategic ploy that they put, yeah, to say that we're black. Yeah? No. You're not black. Yeah? Never forget that. Yeah? Find out your true identity and then learn to live the lifestyle that your ancestors lived. You know what I mean? Which in some cases, if it means that you gotta go back to Africa or go back to any of the Caribbean countries or whatever, or go back to any other African countries, then so be it. Do you see what I mean? So be it. Like, why the fuck would you want to be here? And the way they treat you anyway, like, it don't fuck. Don't get it twisted. I know there's still problems back in Africa as well, but the more we get ourselves involved with the day-to-day activities of livelihood, the way our ancestors lived and stuff like that, the chances are that we're gonna have a better life. It'll be good for our mental health as well. Yeah? Because when I'm connected, even though I'm Edo as well, but when I'm connected with people from the Igbo culture, do you know how good it feels to be around them? You know what I mean? Even though of recent it's been online and stuff like that, it just feels good. Like, it feels good. Do you know what I mean? So like, and you learn a lot as well. That like, bruv, I don't even have to explain it to you. Like, it's one of those things where you really need to deep. Yeah, is it really worth it trying to find equality and fight for equality in a system that is designed to be unequal towards you in the first place? It don't make sense. I'd rather say, let's go back to square one. Get me? In football, there's a thing where when the team fucks up, yeah. I remember, in fact, I used to play a football manager game. What was it, football manager? No, it wasn't that. It was a FIFA game, actually. Was it that? I can't remember. I remember there was one commentary and they mentioned like, oh, it looks like they're going back to basics. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same thing what we got to do. We got to go back to basics, and then you can build on that and be more strategic if you want to be more strategic. But for now, we have to go back to basics. Yeah, going back to basics makes so much sense. Yeah, it's the only way. Yeah, I know there's some black people excelling. Yeah, but even when they excel, when they get to a certain level, they're still getting racially abused. One person I can tell you for damn sure that till this day he gets racially abused. Yeah, and I know it's because of his race. Yeah, it's Michael Jackson, and he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. You cannot tell me that that's not because of race, why he was being, you know what I mean, accused of all those things. Ever since anyway, let's not even get into that right now. Look, if you want to be prepared for that type of mindset that I'm telling you about, getting back to basics, click the link in the description box below. Hit the subscribe button. Go to the link in the description box below, right? Where it says become a member of the Alkebulantrust. Click on any of those courses, or you can click on all of them, and you can prepare your mind that way. Or the other alternative is you can leave a donation. We can put things in place to make sure we can get to that. Or the other alternative, if you want to join the team, get me the link or the in the description box below. There's a thing that says email us, and yeah, we'll get back to you and we'll just talk and we just find a way how you can be part of the team. Like, this is no joke to me. Like, I am seriously passionate about this shit. This is no joke. Yeah. Anyway.